I was talking to Mr. Gomez, some of you, that's your teacher, right? And that's an educator of another school. I was like, oh man, this movie's heavy. You know, it's very heavy. This is my first time seeing it. And there's so many things you could draw from it. There's so many points, you know. But then, you know, after, you know, lights came on and I'm trying to reflect on the heaviness of the movie because I was feeling uncomfortable, saddened and all this because I know, you know, I work in systems where I see the results of all this, right? But it's like, you know, it is heavy and it is like, we're like cautious because we're the educators and all that, but it's like, well, look at the other crap that's out there. You know, the crap that's commercialized and stuff like that, and how we get caught up, you know, we gotta go see this popular movie that promotes violence. And when we see something, although it's a Hollywood movie, when we see something real, then we become uncomfortable. I became uncomfortable. So, I mean, so those are things I think sometimes we have to be able to like, okay, we're about to face some reality. This ain't made up. You know, this is actually happening. You know, that's the reality. That's the sadness of our society. There's a few more points I'd like to make, and I'll be quiet. You know, the young lady, she gets to the city. You know, she comes out of an indigenous community out of Mexico. And, you know, it's interesting when they're cutting their hair. You know, Selena in the background, and she says, "I want to lose my Indianness, you know, my nativeness." You know, that kind of is a trip because it's, you know, that's part of the process of colonization. Now we perpetuate it. The system doesn't have to do it. And the way the young man gets caught up, you know, wait, she treated you bad, you know, you gotta get her and stuff like that. You know, it's a trip. You know, we're as males, we're also susceptible to perpetuate sexism, all these other things that, you know, to oppress women and stuff. And that's some of the concepts we have to take out and see how the system both damages not only the female but the male. And so, and then the last point I like to make, you know, el compañero de Oaxaca was saying, you know, you can tell a lot from my society the way they treat the women and children. You know, and those are things we have to, as we move, not only as an organization but as a society, as humanity. You know, those are little points I like to make.
Hello, I'm Karen, and just to go hand in hand with what Orozco was saying, there was a part in the film that, there was many parts of the film or a movie or whatever you want to call it, that kind of got me uncomfortable just because I am a mujer, so obviously to see things occurring, things that could happen to me, that could happen to any of my friends, things like that, it gets you thinking and gets you saying to yourself, well, you know, like, what can you really do to make sure this doesn't happen? I mean, my mom, as much as she cares about me, she can tell me, don't go out at night, or watch out with who you're hanging out with, you know, don't let a man or a boy come near you, this and that. But reality is like, can we really just like pull ourselves as a mujer away from that boy, you know, or whatnot? There was another thing that they said, or I don't remember who the dude was, but the dude with the glasses, who was like, in Juarez we have a motto, and that motto is that if it happens, then we can't do anything about it, then we just kind of let it go. I don't remember word for word, but he just kind of said that if it happens, then it happens, you know, and then you couldn't really do anything about it and let it go type of thing. And I think that that's the most saddest reality there is, to know that it's happening, to see it, to be confronting it and everything, and yet not being able to do anything about it. Because even we saw that the lady was trying to do, and she was trying to go further than to figure out what was going on. And I think that in the end, she brought up her own conclusion, that it doesn't matter if you get the murderer, or if you get the rapist, or if you get, you know, whomever, at the end there's somebody right behind them. You know, so what do you do? Like, it's sad that you were able to pull up a conclusion with everything you had, and yet not being able to do anything because there's that model already that's kind of like being cultivated in everybody around that place, where if it's happening, then you just, you know, it's happening, and what can you do about it? Just let it go, just walk away from it. So to me, it kind of hit me to know that that is a reality that there's out there, that is out there. I'm sorry, we're kind of off today, but that is out there, and especially to know that some of those men are even dads and have daughters that they call their princesses, and yet they go out there and they get another man's daughter and make them kind of like their bitch, you know. So it's that sad reality, and I think that if anything, that's what really scares people, you know, to know that is out there, you know. And it's like, what are you as a man gonna do knowing this? What are you as a woman gonna do knowing this? You know, as a woman, you can go and take these classes to defend yourself when you're out there, and as a man, what can you do? You can probably raise your girl to be more, you know, to be more aware of this, but what can you really do when you have this so-called police or whatever not doing anything about it? So I don't know, it kind of got me thinking, like, what is there, you know, what can you do? Like other than bring awareness, what can you do? Like, you're not gonna go out there and kill every man that does something to a woman, and yet you can't restrain a woman to be themselves just because this is happening. So what can you do? You know, like, or where do you even start? So I don't know, those were some of the things that I was thinking about and I wanted to share. So I'll sit back down.